Good morning, my friends. I am not a stranger to being up here for sure, but today I am extremely humbled that Father asked me to share just a few words. I was asked to speak about my faith journey and the incredible impact that stewardship has had on mine and my family's lives, and I thank you for allowing me just a few minutes of your time. My wife Kelly and I, along with our two children, Isabella and Brody, moved to Columbia a little more than 3 years ago from Knoxville. Go Vols. Although we were married at St. Catherine's 15 years previously, we could never have imagined in our wildest dreams that we would actually be living here. Thankfully, God had a much better plan for us, and we are thrilled with that choice. On any given Sunday, usually here at 10:30 with so many friends, you'll find me serving as a lector or a Eucharistic minister. Throughout the year, I also serve as a dynamic parish ambassador for a dynamic Catholic, and I do my best to offer several faith formation classes, which many of you have been in. My family find their joy in organizing events like the Christmas Bazaar and supporting our wonderful youth group, singing in the choir when they're not sick, and altar serving with Father, which my son enjoys very much. To say we enjoy being part of parish life would be truthful words, but it can't begin to describe just how much joy it brings to our lives. Kelly and I are both cradle Catholics. Sadly, I fell away from my faith for much of my adult life, a problem we see far too often in our church today. In 1996, a very close friend of mine invited me back to church, and I became what we now call a revert to my faith. I'll be forever grateful to my buddy Dan for doing that for me. So why am I in front of you today? I'd like to talk just a minute or two from my heart about how my life changed as a result of being actively involved in stewardship, the lifeblood of our parish family. I don't have near the time that I would like to share with you, but allow me to make just a point or two. Several years ago, I leaned forward and took a very active role in my former parish, the Cathedral of the Diocese of Knoxville. Many of the things that I'm involved with you here today in this parish began there. Active engagement when Uncle Sam didn't require me somewhere else. While sitting in Mass one day, I became overcome with emotion. While I didn't realize it at the time, it was the first of many very personal transformational visits from the Holy Spirit. And yes, you heard that right, because I have zero doubt in my mind whatsoever who and what it was that was visiting me, taking over my body and soul in those moments. How can I be so sure? Because the timing of those visits always coincided with me placing Jesus deliberately at the center of my life. When I've taken a very purposeful step toward Him in my action, and particularly through stewardship. It happens when I ask Him through prayer to help me become the best version of myself, the person that He created me to be. It happens when I say yes to hosting another class, even though my family and travel and work life can be very chaotic. It happens when I agree to sponsor a weekend retreat or a Wednesday night chat with our youth with no idea how I'm going to fit it into my schedule. And finally, when my family and I, through the years, have said yes to a financial pledge that would cause us to simultaneously stretch and also trust in the Lord's continued goodness. Quite often I'm approached by friends, fellow parishioners who offer sincere gratitude for the work that we do, followed with a simple phrase like, "I could never do those things." When I ask them why, their response is normally centered on finances being tight and time being scarce. I stand before you today and look at you and tell you that I understand. I truly, truly understand that. I know there are many competing voices for our time, for our talents, and for our treasure, the treasure we work so hard for each and every day. Can I encourage you today, at this time, to take a moment and look a little bit deeper? To look below the surface of the world, beyond the shiny things that divert our attention, our time, and our resources. Look deeper and hear the one voice that matters more than any other voice. In a world filled with beauty and ugliness, peace and conflict, good and evil, there is one place we can always find love. As a matter of fact, in that place, we come face to face with love itself. And you're sitting in that place right now. And you're exactly where God wants you to be. This place needs you and me. Without it, it's just a structure with four walls. Without us, it would simply just be a place where Father, in persona Christi, performs a miracle each and every day, with no one here to witness and no one here to partake. My life today looks absolutely nothing like it looked prior to 1996 when I returned home. I attribute that first and foremost to the grace of God, but also to my response to His call. Very simply, I choose to do what I can with what I have. And I thank God for every opportunity He gives me to do just that. Can I encourage you today to consider how God is inviting you personally to respond to His call, especially during this most important weekend of stewardship? Your time and your talent and your hard-earned treasure, shared with our church as abundantly as you're able, will not only help us thrive, but it will help us become the hands and feet of our Savior here on earth. One final personal thought. I make my living every day helping leaders and organizations become the best they can be. Become the best you can be. Make stewardship a way of life. And together, we can move mountains. And that's not my promise. That's His. May the peace of our Lord be with you each and every day, now and always. And God bless you. Amen.